Hey guys, it's Lore here, and I welcome you today to the Halo Collective, and we're going to talk about this whole HaloX movement that's going around. Let's make a change. So, based on the rules of the original video, you were supposed to say 5 things that you love about Halo, the franchise itself, and then you talk about one thing that you think the community could do better. So, firstly, of my list on 5 things that I love about Halo, I love Halo's soundtracks and the music. I really think that, Kazuma Janucci, Martin O'Donnell, Tom Salta, Stephen Rippey, who did Halo Wars, Neil Davidge, I think, those 5, because those are all the composers that have worked on Halo. I really do think that it's been a phenomenal musical journey through the Halo games, because, Martin O'Donnell, okay, yes, he is amazing, but people, they undercredit the other ones. I rarely hear anyone ever praising Stephen Rippey for Halo Wars' soundtrack. Halo Wars' music is fantastic. And, Neil Davidge with Halo 4, in my opinion, it didn't sound like Halo, but I think it was still amazing music. And people shit on him way too much. And, the same thing for, Tom Salta. It's just, I really do think Halo's musical, level and quality is just so high. And one of my main reasons why I love Halo so much is the music. Every time I pick up a Halo game, I'm excited because I know I can look forward to just audio eargasms every time. So that's number 1. Number 2, I love the universe. I love every faction in the universe. I love every species. I love the elites, definitely. The elites are my favorite species. But I love the jackals, I love the hunters, I love the grunts, fuck the brutes though, and fuck the prophets. But, you know what I mean? Just and there's so many cool stories are based around the Covenant. And then moving away from the Covenant, we have the Forerunners and the Flood, and there are all these different arcs about them too, and all these different characters and lore in the universe, and then we have humanity, and we have the Spartan story, and these 3 factions plus many others, their stories kind of clash, and it forms new stories, and just the universe that Halo is in, we get so much detail and so much information about the story outside of the games. And every time I pick up a Halo novel, I'm excited because Halo has had a history of fantastic novels, and it's so refreshing, because there's a lot of franchises that I think that could have so many good books, and they don't, and they're awful. And I think Halo has always had fantastic novels, so I love Halo's expanded universe. So that's my second thing. My third thing would be the in-game artificial intelligence. I think almost every Halo game has had fantastic AI. The elites have always been, in my opinion, super fun to fight. The way they fight you is awesome. They're so intelligent. They flank you. They're one of the best enemies I've ever played in a video game against. And then we have the hunters, who, for all intents and purposes, are basically bosses in most games. They're, especially Halo 5 or Halo Reach, man, the hunters were a pain in the dick. They were, and for me, a challenge to fight enemies is directly linked to how much fun I have fighting them. So I have a lot of fun with Halo because a lot of the Halo games are challenging. There's a lot of enemies that, really take some tactical thinking to take down, and you can't just, shoot until they're dead. You have to think about, okay, how can I kill this enemy without getting killed by his buddies, or stuff like that. And Halo has always had this kind of tactical approach to taking out AI. So I really love Halo's AI. I think they're great. And speaking of AI, holy shit, Warzone Firefight. I fucking love Warzone Firefight, man. I'm sad that the beta is gone, because I have probably played it for over 24 hours in the past weekend. So that's my favorite thing about Halo's my third favorite thing about Halo is the AI. The fourth thing, what can I pick? There's so many good things about Halo, and it's hard to condense it down to 5, because those first 3 things were kind of what I thought of immediately. I know, I love Halo's voice acting. I think Halo has some of the best voice acting in video games. Keith David as the Arbiter is my favorite, easily, but, you know, Steve Downes as Master Chief, he does fucking perfect. And then, like, Jen Taylor is the perfect Cortana, and then there's, you know, their names are escaping me, but, like, the people, or the guy who voiced Arthas Vadum, the Shipmaster, his voice was badass. And then we have, like, the Didact, the Ward Internal, just all these characters, like Kelly, all the Spartans, Fred, Linda, Vale, Locke, even Locke. And I'm kind of indifferent on Locke as a character, but I love his voice. I think he has a cool voice. And then, like, Nathan Fillion as Buck, and all these and all the characters in Halo. There's not really that many characters that feel like they have, like, an average voice actor. Like, the developers didn't care about getting a good voice for them. Like, every character, even if they're minor, they sound genuine, like, real, genuinely delivered lines. And it's really refreshing, because a lot of games take voice acting and, like, don't think it means anything. And it's really disappointing. Like, for instance, last year, The Witcher 3, fantastic RPG. But my god, like, some of the voice acting made me want to kill myself. They're so, like, the lines are so bland, and, like, they deliver them terribly, the people who voice acted. And I think Halo has always had great voice actors. And there's people, and you can tell that there's passion behind the lines and the dialogue in Halo. You can tell there's passion. And that's one of the things I appreciate the most. So that's the fourth thing I love about Halo, is definitely the voice acting. The fifth thing. I love... this is technically only Halo 5, but holy shit. I love Warzone as a game type. I really do. It takes... Because, okay, so I'm going to go a little back for this one. Ever since Halo 2, I've been pretty much big team battle focused only. I don't really like 4v4. I'm not the greatest Halo player, so I kind of get wrecked when I go into arena. So BTB is kind of my place to go, because I enjoy, like, the 8-player casual kind of vehicle-focused gameplay, because I love vehicles too. Vehicles are my favorite thing in Halo. So that obviously is a little concoction of stuff I love, and that's why BTB has always been my favorite in terms of a game type. And but god, Warzone takes everything I love about BTB, and it magnifies it, because until recently I liked Halo, and by the way, Halo 5's Big Team Battle is fantastic too. I just love Warzone more, but Warzone, it takes time to, like, mature once you get more and more wrecks. Then Warzone becomes amazing. And I think, like, for the past few months, I've kind of preferred Big Team Battle over Warzone. But once I'm about halfway through all the wrecks at this point. I'm on my gold packs, and I'm just kind of working on all the rare shit. But even at halfway, even with 50 or 60% of the weapons, I already have this gigantic sandbox of shit to use, vehicles and weapons. And it's so much fun to just buy yourself a Blood of Suban and then go and kill 4 people with, like, this, basically a needle rifle. And it's like, this just feels fun, like, you know? Like, it's nice to play Halo in a way that you can use most of the sandbox, and you can... And then, of course, I love the AI, so of course the AI being in Warzone is only a plus. It amplifies the experience. It doesn't take anything away. And I've always loved Warzone, but recently I've really loved Warzone. Like, Warzone is fantastic. I love it a lot. So, and you know what? We're going to cheat. We're going to say a sixth thing. I love Halo's sandbox of weapons and vehicles. There's so many cool guns with Halo. Like, and especially Halo 5, but I think Halo 5 actually has the widest sandbox out of any of the games. But, all the weapons are cool, and most of them are useful. I mean, there's obviously some that were kind of, like the plasma rifle was never really that useful of a thing in multiplayer, aside from dual wielding with an SMG. But, like, by itself, it wasn't that good. But, like, the weapons are, and the vehicles too, are so... like, there's just a use for everything, and it's so nice, because there are, games where there's a metagame weapon and then pretty much the rest of the sandbox doesn't get used, and it's disappointing because I want to use more guns. Like, in Halo 5, I find myself going through my recs and being like, what do I want to use? There's never any, oh yeah, I'm going to use my railgun now, or I'm going to use my plasma caster now. It's, what am I going to use now? And there's so many good things that I have that I can choose from. It's fun. It's fun to be like, do I want to use my carbine? Do I want to use my railgun? Do I want to use my fuel rod gun? You know what I mean? So I love the array of weapons weapon sandbox that Halo has now and that Halo has always had. So those are my 6 things that I love about Halo. If you have a problem with me going over the limit of 5, well then fuck you. That's probably not the attitude that I should be going into with a community betterment project. But so one thing that I would like to see the Halo community improve on. I'll be honest, I've recently kind of had a cynical view of the Halo community. I think outside of the HC channel, I think the community is pretty toxic a lot. Like, I'm not going to lie, and I think that we're not going to get anywhere with this effort without accepting the fact that the Halo community is basically cancer, alright? Like, Waypoint is fucking awful. Most of the forums are full of bullshit. YouTubers are fighting with each other and all this dumb shit. Nobody's actually trying to do anything about it. So I think to give ourselves some chemotherapy to cure our Halo community cancer, I think one thing that we need to do is be more accepting of each other's opinions, because it really pisses me off when, like, the 343 Defense Force, and then on the other side of things we have the Bungie Forever shills, and they just fucking clash all the time. And they can't form their own opinions. They take the bandwagon mentality, and then they clash with the other bandwagons, and then pretty much every Halo forum or community, sub-community, anything is just full of bickering between people who love Halo and Halo 5, and then, like, there's nothing that can be wrong about it, and then there's people who think Halo 5 is a complete shitty game and there's no effort put into it, and both of those are fucking bullshit. Like, to say Halo 5 does not do good things is fucking wrong. I'm just saying it right now. Halo 5 has done great things for the multiplayer. The campaign, yes, you can argue that even though I personally liked it, I understand why people don't. And what we need to do as a community is we need to be fair to 343, and we need to be fair to each other. We need to be more accepting of each other's opinions, but we need to avoid bashing. Because when people say, oh, Halo 5 is terrible, and leave it at that, it pisses me off, because I could sit there and say, no, it doesn't, because you don't fucking make any argument for it. You don't make a case. If you're gonna say stupid shit like that, in my opinion that is stupid shit, then back it up. That's what you do if you're trying to get a point across. You back it up with a reason. And we need to avoid blindly praising as well. We can't just say Halo 5 does shit wrong, or Halo 5 is perfect, because no game's perfect. And, you know, if you think Halo 5 is perfect, then, okay, that's your opinion. But where I think people go wrong is when people start saying their opinion like it's a fact. Like, they're like, oh, Halo 5 is perfect, and anyone who says it isn't is fucking wrong. And then there are people who, you know, blindly hate on Halo 5. Halo 5 is a terrible game, and if you think it does anything good, then you're wrong. And it's like, just no. We need to be more fair. We need to be civil. And I know I'm being kind of a douche when I'm arguing or talking about it, but I'm doing it to try and make it lighthearted, but I'm being serious. Like, I really think the Halo community needs to unify more. We need to listen to each other, debate, discuss, and suggest things that 343 can do to fix Halo and fix the things they've done wrong. Because personally, I think Halo 4 had a fantastic story and a bad multiplayer, and then Halo 5 is like the other way around. Halo 5's story was disappointing, and then Halo 5's multiplayer is god tier. So that's how I feel, and I think Halo 6 If we work with 343 and give them the feedback they need from us, I really do think Halo 6 could be an amazing game. The best Halo yet. We need to structure our thoughts for them, because they're the developers who make games for us. We control what we want. If they make a game that we didn't like, if they make a game that we didn't ask for, you know what I mean? Like if we give them suggestions for things to fix and they don't fix it, then eventually we're not going to buy the games anymore. That's just how simple economic market works. If someone makes a product you don't like, you're not going to buy it. So they're going to listen to feedback. Like, there's no question about it. 343 Industries will listen to feedback unless they don't want to sell their games. So it's our job to give them good feedback. We need to give them honest, fair, respectful, and insightful feedback. And that's how I think the Halo community could improve. I really think that if we unify, we're more respectful to each other and 343, and we're honest with ourselves, and we debate, we discuss, and we narrow down our thoughts, and we give 343, our purest and honest opinions, I really think that 343 can make Halo 6 a fantastic game. So, I hope you guys like this video. Make sure to spread the hashtag for HaloX around. Let's make a change. I really do think that Halo's community is kind of fucked, and it is toxic. But you know what? Every recovery has to start somewhere, and I think this is a great start. So I hope you guys liked the video. Make sure to subscribe to the Halo Collective and spread that hashtag around. And like I said, subscribe to the Halo Collective for news, media, and entertainment on anything and everything Halo.